Hi, I'm Kim Baxley Wilson, and this is Gracefully Gray. Hi, today we're going to be looking at a makeup style that you might wear if you were going out to dinner with your sweetie or going to try to meet somebody. It's a little bit more dramatic. I have no problem wearing it every day. I find that having graying hair, I need a darker makeup sometimes to make my features show up. This is my first video, so just bear with me. I do use a big magnifying mirror because I am, my eyesight's going because that's what happens when you get older. So I'm excited to do this with you guys. So just bear with me and we'll see how this works. Thanks. Okay, the first thing that I'm going to be putting on is Urban Decay Eye Potion. This is the anti-aging primer, and I find that it helps my my eyeshadow to stay on longer during the day and just makes everything go smoother and makes the colors more true. So it only takes a dot, and you just put a little bit on each eye, cover the whole eye area. Something you need to know, never use your index finger on any area around your eyes. I learned that when I was 14, and it's probably the most important thing I ever learned because it's helped to minimize the wrinkles and the sagging around my eyes. I'm 47 years old. This is no makeup me. So it serves me well to not do that. So, like I said, just put primer and smooth it out with that middle finger or that fourth finger. And next we're going to do brows. I heard the other day that big brows are back in style, which is awesome for people like me who have just the one eyebrow. I do a lot of brow maintenance and I try to keep a little bit of an arch going, but I don't get obsessive about it like I used to. And I do have thick eyebrows. I have to fill in though because I do pluck the gray ones or the white ones when they come in if I can get to them. So and I just find that having some powder in your brows just makes everything look a little bit more polished. So this is just an angled brush from Ulta. Can you see that? And just a powder from an Ulta set that I got, and I use the medium and the lightest color, and you just take and just sort of go over your brows. Like if you don't have thick brows, you can go in and create them, but don't go make it crazy dark or it just doesn't look natural. Can you see the difference between the two? Looks a little bit better. It'll look better when I get eyeshadow on. But it's a difference that I've noticed. I didn't used to do it because I've always had thick brows, and so I didn't used to do it a lot. But then my daughter and I were in New York, and we went to this place that does your makeup and got it done before we went to dinner at 54 Below. It was a lot of fun, and it was one of the things that she talked to me about, and she said you'll find that it makes a huge difference, and it did, and I'll show you a picture of that on my blog. So brows are done. So next we're gonna look at eyeshadow. We're gonna do eyeshadow now, and we're gonna use Naked 2, which is everybody's favorite palette these days. Or my favorite palette, but you know, that's all that matters. You find what works for you. We're going to start on the lids, and I'm going to use Tease to get started. It's the nice neutral brownish flat color, and I'm just going to put it on all over the lid, covering it up a little bit into the crease, but not like, you know, all the way up in. And I'm awful. I just use the same brush for everything, and I wipe the brush off on my pants because I'm not a professional, and that's what people do at home. Don't do it to customers. Whatever. Okay, so we're putting on the Tease, and you want to make sure you pretty good coverage. Go back over this again. Loading the brush up good. And sometimes your brush is going to flick powder in other places. Don't worry about it because we're going to put our makeup on, our foundation and everything on after we do eyes. So it covers up and you can wipe all that stuff off. Okay, the next color that we're going to use is Snake Bite, which is right next to that one. And we're going to start building that crease. And it's a little bit darker. I don't go all the way in. I just go like 3/4 of the way in from the outside to the end. Can you see that? Let's do the other side. Why can't we put on eyeshadow with our mouth closed? Okay, and then I'm going to go over that with Busted, which is the next to the darkest color. And I'm going to go just a little bit more on the outside area and in a little bit on the lid, making sort of a little bit of a V, but not crazy. You see that? You can see you have that magical gradation of color that shows everything. Okay, and then wiping off my brush. Oh. I'll edit that out. Or maybe not, because I'm human. Okay, and then I'm going to go with Booty Call, which really is the color that I've used the most. So I'm going to do that on my brow bone. And that'll soften up some of that color too of the crease in case you're going, wow, that's really dark. So I put it on and put it all the way on. And I just blend it with my fingers a little bit. And then I'm going to take a smudger brush from Urban Decay. And I'm going to use Blackout. And I'm just using a little bit, not a lot. Don't go crazy. And I'm just going to put in that little V a little bit more. Just to accentuate the darkness on the corner there. And I think that as people get older and get more wrinkledy skin on their eyes, they become afraid of wearing frosty eyeshadows because they're afraid that it'll make their wrinkles look worse. But using the primer helps a lot. And I'm not afraid of frosty eyeshadow from Urban Decay. Now, more economical makeup might give you that effect, but I haven't had that problem with higher end cosmetics like Urban Decay, which I love. And now it's time for eyeliner. We're using 3 eyeliners today. I have from Tarte this Sunstone Bronze. This stuff is amazing. It goes on really smooth and soft, and you don't feel like everything's dragging. I do like to keep it fairly sharp. And then we have a gel eyeliner in Blackout from Ulta. Say hello to Ulta. And then a precision liner from Scandalize. It's called Scandalize. It's from Rimmel London. Just got this, and I'm having fun with it. I like it. I had another one that was from, that I had gotten in another kit, and I liked it, but when it ran out, had to go get another one, and this was what was available. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the Sunstone Bronze, and we're going to trace along the bottom lash on the outside. And don't worry about it being messy because you can clean it up. And then we're going to go over the top lid, and we're going to create a fairly thick line. Um, this is almost like a whole nother color on your lid there. Can you see that? Okay. Same thing on the other eye. And I don't go all the way in, but like I said, fairly thick line there. And same thing on the bottom. About to where the lashes stop. And then this one has the little smudger on the bottom, so you can clean it up a little bit with that. But like I said, we're going to put eyeshadow on still. Foundation still on too, so you still have that. So that's the bronze. And then you're going to take the black gel liner, and you're going to draw a thinner line in the same places that you just did the brown. So it creates more of a smoky look that way. So that one's going to go. And again, it's really smooth. It goes on. It doesn't leave a lot of gaps, especially if you have older, more delicate skin. The eye area is so delicate anyway, but with the gel liner, you're not leaving a big. Sometimes when you pull with a more economical crayon liner, it can pull at the skin, and you're left with like skip. So I like the gels because they go on a lot smoother. And just under that bottom lash again. Same thing on the other side. And I find that by having the bronze and the black doesn't look so scary, goth. Not that there's anything wrong with being goth. It's cool. We've all done it. It's good. But you can see that it gives you more color. Okay. And you can do it with any color. I just am using bronze today. And then we're going to take it's like a magic marker. It's magic. So you're going to take it, and it's a very fine line. If you can see that, how fine it is. There you go. And you're just going to draw just along the base of your lashes. Just like that. If you want to, you can extend it out and do, a little tail. Like that. And when I do it on the bottom, I just do it just a little bit, just so that there's not an obvious disconnect between the top and the bottom. I have that little bitty point that it comes out to. Can you see? Okay. So we're going to do this side. And don't be afraid of these. I know everybody's afraid of liquid eyeliner. Don't be afraid of them. It's not hard. And it's almost foolproof. And even if it's not, it's just makeup and some Mary Kay eye makeup remover will take it all away, and you can just do it all over again. So don't be afraid to experiment. It's fun. It's like art class when you were in kindergarten, but better because everybody can see it, and it doesn't have to stay on your refrigerator forever. So next eye. Let's see. Just along the eyelash line. And I'm awful about forgetting to, if you lay it down and do it along the side, you can get a finer line. It's hard to do this and talk, sorry. Trying not to leave you with dead air. Ta-da. And there you have eyes. But we haven't finished yet. Next, we're going to do foundation. Okay. The first thing that I'm going to start with is this little sample that I got from Benefit. It's called the Porefessional. Like professional. Porefessional. I have, as we get older, we have drier skin, we tend to. So just a little bit of this, and I'm going to put it on the areas where I have the biggest pores, which are right alongside my nose. Oh, and on top of my nose are awful. There are lots of these on the market right now, but I'm loving this one, and I may end up buying a full size of this. I'm excited about it. So that takes care of some of those pore areas. And the next thing I'm going to use is a concealer from Mary Kay. It's an ivory one. I'm pretty much translucent without having red hair, so I tend to wear fairly light makeup. I'm just going to dot just a little bit, like that much, and just blend it. And I'm going to blend it right up to pretty much where I put that eyeliner and out. That way it cleans up that line. Can you see that it did that? Can you see that it the makeup, the eyeshadow doesn't look like, I mean, I wiped some off while you weren't looking, but that's not true. I wiped it away a little bit. I didn't take anything off, but that just helps with that under eye puffiness a little bit. Like I said, mine's not too bad. I've been very blessed with that. Somebody telling me about it when I was 14 years old. My dad sold Shackley, and so I went to a lot of Shackley makeup classes and stuff when I was a young girl, and started selling it when I turned 18, and I don't have it anymore. But, you know, it's all good. I don't work for any company. I don't have any ties to any of this. I used to sell Mary Kay, so I still have a lot of Mary Kay. And I have been using Mary Kay since I started wearing makeup. It's really good stuff, but I'm not trying to sell you any. But if you need some, I can hook you up because I got some ladies that sell it. So, hey, Melissa. Okay, so I'm going to use this CC cream, which is Mary Kay's answer to BB cream, and I'm using the very light, and I'm going to just put a couple of pumps onto my hand there. Yes, I'll get better at that whole making sure everything is lining up. And I'm going to use a brush, load the brush up pretty good, and then I'm just going to start putting it on. Start at the top. And I think that the brush gives you better ability to get it where you need it to be. You can get it in your hair, you know, right up to your hairline. Get it around those brows that you took such care to make pretty. In between those brows. Nose. Ah, get that crack in there. I mean, sometimes I just put it on my fingers or a sponge, but using a brush makes me feel fancy. And sometimes we like to feel fancy. So, make sure you get your jawline, get it all covered up. And don't worry, it's not going to be, this is a really light, put a little bit more. This is a really light coverage, so it doesn't feel heavy or thick during the day, which I like, especially since menopause, hot flashes. I don't need to be sweating all this stuff off. Everything that I'm using is waterproof or very light so that it gives you the appearance of being fully made up, but it's not hot and crazy and you don't sweat it all off, especially in the South where it gets really hot and it's fixing to get hotter. Okay, so finish this up. Okay. Looking. No crazy obvious jawline stuff going on. I'm working with some incandescent lights on, and I'm near an open window, and I've got fluorescent, not fluorescent, the true white bulb over here on the side. So that's the light we're working with. But I am sitting in the middle of the living room. I'm not doing this in the bathroom. I'm going to just go over this with a little bit of Mary Kay powder. And this one is Ivory 1 because, again, I'm very, very light. And a translucent powder will work just as good. I used to love that stuff that came in the gold box from Cody when I was in high school, and I got some recently, and I tried it, and it made my face itch. So I think it's made for teenage girls in the 80s and not for me now. So, okay. So I'm just putting powder on just powder everything just to set that foundation. Don't worry about it getting on your eye makeup or anything. Just get, just set it so that it's not shiny. And it's a very light powder. Like I said, any translucent powder would work. I use the ivory just because it goes with the with this color. I say a lot. I'm sorry. I'll work on that. Okay. Then next for blush, I love this sculpting palette from Ulta. Just because it gives me everything that I need in one place, and the colors are fairly neutral. So you have a fairly big bronzer side, and then a pink, and then a highlighter. Here's my trick. I'm going to use a stubby brush to do the hollows of my cheeks below my cheekbones, and I'm going to use just a little bit of the brown and a little bit of the pink together. So just a little bit. Don't go crazy. I'm going to do that thing because everybody knows sucking your cheeks. So I'm not hitting the apples of my cheeks. I'm just going underneath like that. See? Difference? Okay. Let's do the other side real quick. You can't see what I'm doing. And if you get too dark, you can always go back over it with that powder brush and knock some of the color out too. Okay. Then I'm going to take a more standard blush brush, and I'm going to mix a little bit of the pink and a little bit of the highlighter so that I have a lighter pink because I can't be wearing that crazy dark pink. Okay, so you did that. Then you're going to do the apples of your cheeks. A smile. Just going to do the apples a little bit. Ta-da. See the difference? Okay. Apples. Okay. And then I'm going to take the light and the brown and make a very, very soft bronzer. Okay. And that I'm going to do under my eyes, top of my nose, temples. Just like, I know they always say, the places where the sun hits your face. But that's basically places where you get sunburned when you're not wearing sunglasses. So, right there, a little bit. And I tripped onto the thing about putting bronzer under my eyes. My friend Nikki will tell you, we played with it one time, and I was like, right there. It does a lot to make those bags go away. Just that little bit of bronzer makes the world of difference. I gotta start looking. Look up here. Don't look down here. Okay. It makes a world of difference. So, just try it. You can always wash it off. Okay. All right. Next thing we're going to do is mascara. Okay. Are you ready for lashes? Today we're going to use your standard old CoverGirl eyelash curler. We're going to use a lash primer from Mary Kay, and we're going to use the Mary Kay Ultimate mascara. It's one of my favorites. If anybody has the lash unique thing and they want me to try it and do a video of it, I would be glad to try it for them. But I like the coverage that I get from the Mary Kay because it doesn't give me quite as clumpy a look. So, but that's just me, and I'm willing to try it. So, okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to hold this thing here. I really think that I bought this thing in high school. And I've changed out the little pads on it constantly for my whole life. It's the thing that I've had longest other than my email address. Okay, so curl, and then this primer is just that's the brush. It is not clumpy and white like that. It goes on clear and you won't think that you've put anything on at all. But really what you're doing is you're creating a base for your mascara that's going to make them longer and prettier. My younger daughter, both my daughters are beautiful, but my younger daughter has the prettiest, longest eyelashes, and I gave her some primer, and she was like, what do I need this for? I said, for being on stage. I don't know. Just use it. So immediately go ahead and put that mascara on top of it. And if you can see, you get really pretty longer lashes. Get out to the corners. Your lashes are going to look thicker because of that eyeliner that you put on. And if you did the little tail, that just makes your eyelashes look like they're going out that much further. I just do a little bit on the bottom. And go over it with my finger so it doesn't look clumpy. I don't know about you, but I do not like clumpy eyelashes. Looks crazy to me. Okay, can you see the difference there? Crazy eyes. I know, right? Okay. Okay, so that's one eye. And I'm going to do the second eye. It doesn't take long. And no, I don't do all this every day. Steven wishes that I would sometimes, I think, because he likes it when I have makeup on. Everybody, you know how whenever people tell you, oh, we like girls without makeup more. Everybody looks better if they put their best foot forward. But I know it's a lot of work sometimes. But when I'm not talking about it, it doesn't take me this long. And I can usually get out the door in 5 minutes, which is faster than some other people who live in my house, who take longer to get ready than I do. That I love very much. Okay. So, it's that one. Let's get that outer corner. And voila, smoky eyes. Okay, now we're going to do lips. I got this makeup wake up kit from Pixie a few years ago, and this is all that's left of the lip glosses, but they're so amazing that I don't care, and then I need to get some more. But I'm going to use a lip brush, and when you have a darker eye, you're not going to put on as strong of a lip. Plus, as you get older, you get those fine lines and wrinkles around your lips, so you don't want to do anything that's going to cause a whole lot of extra attention to your lips. I'm going to use fairly light color here, and I'm just going to brush it on. Get good coverage. If I'm wearing a lipstick or something that I'm worried about bleeding, I'll wear a lip liner, but just for lip gloss, it just goes on. I have a pocketbook full of lip glosses at any time because they are my best friend. Paint along the edges, fill in. Make sure you keep that V clean. And this is a clean look. You can wear it out, or it's fine for daytime. And it looks lovely. And this is my first video, and I'm so excited. So let me take my hair down so that I look like a normal person again. I don't wear my hair up like that either. So, ta-da! There you have it. If there's a look that you want to see, or if you want me to try, let me know in the comments. Leave me some love. Subscribe to my blog. It is Gracefully Grey, GREY.com. Find me on Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Twitter. I have a Pinterest page, and pretty much anywhere you want me to be, I'm there except Tumblr. So, thanks, and y'all have a great day.